All right, well, here we go. This is Bracket F. Oh, I will turn off the music there. This is Bracket F. Oh, and I have to change the thing, right? Yeah, I have to change the, what's it called? Wow, I am not used to this, guys. I'm so sorry that this is so poorly done. But, oh, look, magical pause. Oh, my God, don't you guys love the magical pause? Oh, that's such an annoying shooting sound. Wow. Yeah. But my goal for these early games was to get as many evenly matched teams as possible, and we do have Team Rebellion on the left side, the Carbon team, which is HaRRe in the what is that? The Steampunk Helix, and onlyyyphiL in the Steampunk Bomber. So going all steampunk skins here, and we do have the green team on the right side, Dark Knight, and that will be 3733. Oh God, 333 7733. In the Medic Osprey and propropropro, the word pro 4 times in the Liberty Paladin. I would say that HaRRe and onlyyyphiL are very, are probably favored at this point because they are the higher seeds, and I do know that that all 4 of these players are very skilled players. Both teams actually, oh, the Carbon team kind of going for bottom, but the green team going at it more aggressively and have been able to grab this bottom outpost way in advance. Oh, and it does look like onlyyyphiL dropping a Longhorn at the top as well, so the Carbon team kind of splitting up. So although they will have multiple, you know, advantages on multiple fronts, oh, the green team splitting up as well. I don't know if I've ever seen both teams split up before. You know, especially in a 2v2, maybe in a 3v3. We do have onlyyyphiL doing a little moneymaker harass, but 3733. Oh God, I'm gonna just call him 373. It's that's just impossible. But with that Medic Osprey, gonna be able to save this stuff, but no AA coming out or anything like that. Did he queue up a Seeker? Yeah, he did. But onlyyyphiL, onlyyyphiL is still there. Does get one moneymaker. Wow, is that harass was technically successful? Oh man, but onlyyyphiL really in danger here. Might be taken down here before he gets back. Oh no, he does get back to his outpost in time, and we have HaRRe able to take this bottom left outpost. So it is pretty even at this point. 25 to 30. The green team is technically ahead, and onlyyyphiL does get killed in the air by 373. And now the green team does have more units here at the top, so they do technically have the advantage there at the top. 23 to 34. The Carbon team is a little bit behind in unit upkeep, and it is pretty much a good measure at this point because it's now no longer just straight up the unit count. It is the you know, it's the unit. It's because every unit is kind of represented per upkeep by how good they are, roughly. I mean, it's not a perfect system, but it's roughly that way. So you can kind of guesstimate that the team with higher upkeep has a lot more, you know, power in terms of units on the field. The bottom fight very stale. It looks like the top fight is what's going on right now. Lots of tanks for both teams. No artillery down for both teams, which is a little bit surprising to see. We do have artillery in both teams' loadouts, I think. Yeah, we have Berthas on the greens greens team, in green team's loadout. So I don't know if there's a tech pod out. Is there a tech pod? No, I don't see one. I don't think there is one. But at this point, it does look like the green team has a good surround on the top. And to be honest, I mean, you know, the Carbon team is the higher seed at this point. So this is a little bit of a surprise. Will we see our first upset at this point? I don't know what's been happening on Steve's brackets, but on my brackets it's been pretty even. You know, the higher seed has been able to take the first round. And this is an interesting line here of tanks. No artillery down. Once again, no artillery down for the green team. They really need to get a tech pod out so they can actually start pumping out Berthas. Low-level artillery. Sometimes is the unit of choice by teams, but I would say artillery is very well balanced at this point. Oh, we do have low-level artillery out for the green team. Who has that? I don't see that in the loadouts. Oh, Pro has them. Okay, yeah, I missed that. But either way, they finally are starting the artillery fight, and they're moving up much closer to Carbon's units than their outposts. So they are technically advancing a little bit further. And at this point, the Carbon team, whoa, what an interesting location for the tech pod. I would think next to the outposts is a little bit better, but you know, as long as the green team doesn't try to snipe it directly, then it should be okay. It is still technically behind their unit line. And at this point, the green team, okay, it's very, you know, Twin Peaks plays out very similarly if you go bottom, you know, and if you go top too. So, you know, every map tends to play very similarly at the meta level. and which is why you see the kind of same unit cluster here with artillery. And to be honest, every map but Vale kind of plays that way with the unit cluster artillery back and forth, or Thar, because the outpost distances are nice on Thar as well. But that's about it. Everything else kind of ends up in unit cluster artillery wars here. Oh, and HaRRe getting killed in the air by 373. The green team. What was their team name again? Team Dark Knight has the unit advantage, but they have hit their unit cap. The Carbon team has not, so it is at this point that the Carbon team can start to catch up if they can start, or if they can, you know, hold off on losing units. But quite a lot of tanks here for the green team, and now they are starting to move up, and they are going to move out. And onlyyyphiL does scout it, so that he will start to reposition his tanks in a more defensive line here and probably move his anti-air back a little bit. HaRRe is doing the same thing. They are probably communicating. Are they on the same room and mumble? I'm not exactly sure, but that's probably not enough defenses to hold off this huge tank line that's coming. However, both mechs are here to respond. onlyyyphiL is there to bomb. Propro does stop that line of tanks. I'm not really sure why. Oh man, I personally don't agree with that. Oh, because he wanted to pull back. He didn't have enough confidence in his numbers, and I would say also the lack of anti-air, and they have lost. That is a 100% loss for the green team, and that's really, yeah, definitely not good. No, is there a jammer or Sonya out on the field here? I don't see one. So these are getting direct fire. Do they even have one in their loadouts? There is a Sonya in 373's loadout, but he doesn't have one out. Now the green team is kind of counter-pushing, which I would guess would also fail as well, but we don't have both mechs here to defend. 373 is here, and we have, okay, now Propro is here. We'll probably start spamming his hammer. Oh my god, we had another send and pull back by the Carbon team. The Carbon team has stopped their push as well, and are starting to pull back, or no, they will start their unit cluster up here, which is very, very interesting. I once again didn't agree with either of those pushes. That was very, very strange, especially on the Carbon team side, I would say, because the green team did pull back, and they obviously knew they would start to reinforce this top outpost. So why push in? It's very, very strange. I guess they did just a quick scout. They didn't see too many units, but they didn't really have too many units to begin with to use. So at that point, I don't know. I really don't know. Both of those pushes was really, really strange, but on the bright side, if you can really think of it that way, we do have Bertha down on the field by the green team. And no Berthas. Are there even any Berthas? Okay, onlyyyphiL does have Berthas in his loadout, and they obviously do have a tech pod down out on the field. They do have goalies, and onlyyyphiL now starting to pump out the goalies. It's to be honest, this meta is has kind of been a race to goalies. It's not even a race to goalies. Everybody just automatically goes to goalies for the most part. I didn't really. Not too many of us are happy about that, but that is the state of the game. FYI, everybody, goalies have been live balance nerfed, I think about a day ago. And their range, their DPS, or their range and their damage, damage, I guess indirectly their DPS as well, have both been decreased, and I think their carry speed has also been decreased. So you definitely move a lot slower now with goalies, or I don't know if it's a lot or a little, but onlyyyphiL trying to go back to that outpost there to heal up, but it was completely out of energy, and so the green team. To be honest, I can't say who has the advantage at this point, because the green team has more tanks down out on the field, but no Sonya out on the field. It's so strange. Propro really needs to start, not Propro, 373 really needs to make a Sonya so that Bertha doesn't, it's really, really raining down really hard. Look at that, 402 and more than 100 on the rest of the units. If you can deflect those shots, it would be so beneficial. We do see the Sonya down on the field for the green team, for the Carbon team, and if you just saw that, Bertha shot went way the hell over. And we do have Propro doing a quick scout, but just the jumper in queue. And the green teams again hit their unit cap. They have so many units down on the field, but they're all concentrated right here and right here. The Carbon team has a really great line here. The green team should probably start to spread out their units just a little bit. And once again, Sonya needs to go down out on the field. I personally don't really like the hard counter type of things when it comes to especially artillery and Sonya. I think it really should be rebalanced in a different way. But as of right now, that is what you should do. That is pretty much a blanket statement. If you have artillery firing at you, put a Sonya down so it helps mitigate the damage. And I don't really understand why they haven't put out a Sonya yet. Oh, what is that damage sound? Who do I selected? Oh, it does look like there was, in the middle of my rant, there was a Longhorn drop by, I'm guessing that was onlyyyphiL, but onlyyyphiL does get killed on the way out. But the green team has not responded to this yet. No lunchbox down on the field, and actually no lunchbox in their loadout. Yeah, I don't see one. So at this point, okay, now counter drops going down by the green team. We do have a goalie, but the goalie was not set on attack. I don't know why he didn't set that on attack. Okay, now he did. Oh no, it's going for the generator. Wow, that is so strange. You know, experienced players not setting the dropped tanks on attack, but this tank is still raining down. The creeps will eventually kill it, but quite a lot of damage going down. Pro needs to get that blocked and just leave. Yes, okay, there you go. And now look at this great line of tanks right here. This is what you would pretty much describe as a not pushable line. Is there a Sonya down on the field yet? No Sonya yet. Okay, I guess it's pretty much because they have hit their unit cap, but selling 3 or 4 units for 1 Sonya is definitely worth it. The Sonya has been bumped up, I think, to tech pod 1 level. Oh, and this one's on patrol, which is a little bit funny. I would kind of recommend against that, because that doesn't really do anything. What it does is shift the jamming range, I guess, jamming area around, which doesn't really do anything to begin with, and it'll kind of allow the artillery splash damage to sort of hit the Sonya as well. The green team is successfully able to neutralize this bottom outpost, but how far will it get them? I don't think it really will get them that far. You know, because this is not really a pushable line here. All it will do is kind of temporarily decrease the Carbon team's income and their power, or, you know, their overall unit cap. And 373 again with creeps. You know, anytime you can do it, you might as well do it, because the creeps are 100% free, but sometimes it is a little bit more productive to drop them in the bunkers, you know, so you can have a little bit of a defense. Oh, and this Bertha still firing down on these units slowly being whittled away. Some of them actually smoking black and on fire. One ratchet does go down, and once again, I'm going to reiterate, Sonya needs to go down by this green team. They need to start selling or even losing units for the Sonya. That is definitely should be a priority at this point, because there's so much pressure going down on their unit clusters, and onlyyyphiL actually using Whirlwind for harass to kill off 2 SOC units at the same time. I don't know if you can really call that OP, but it is a little bit hilarious to me. And the smoking unit, and onlyyyphiL getting chased down, but not going to successfully be killed off by Pro. And now we have a pretty typical stale, stagnant AirMech game where you have the unit cluster artillery war. It's just so weird. Okay, now, apparently a Sonya has finally gone down on the field, and it is for this bottom cluster, but both unit clusters have to be covered by Sonyas, I would say, at this point. But, you know, the green team's unit cluster here at the top has been whittled down quite a bit. Their unit cap is much less, too, because of onlyyyphiL's harass there. Was able to take down a generator, and I mean, it's just so strange to see how far ahead in terms of incoming units that the green team was, but they did not do anything with it. They just sat there, and mostly it was because you know, the Carbon team went pretty much into full defensive mode. Look at this line of look at this pretty much unpenetrable line of Goliath. And you know, this line right here, you pretty much can't move up on that either. So I would kind of attribute the rest of the game to drops. Seeing as the green team does not have a lunchbox, I would say at this point in time, the Carbon team has a dramatic advantage over the green team, especially because they have hit their unit cap. Once they start dropping, they won't be able to defend very well. Even if they have retaken this power station, they won't really be able to queue up units in defense to block, you know? So the Carbon team could pretty much drop all day. Whether or not they have noticed that the green team doesn't have a lunchbox, that's a different story. But at this point, the green team is, I mean, they're still technically ahead. It's 74 to 87. And, you know, they have more units surrounding this top outpost. The Carbon team, strangely playing it safe. HaRRe has been at his unit cap for a really long time. Or not unit cap, credit cap for a really long time. At this point, you can start selling off units for Goliath and even just start to throw Goliaths away in drops, because, you know, your unit cap is going up, or, you know, your unit cap, but your credit income is just stopped. So you might as well use them as much as you possibly can. Start dropping, start trying to snipe units, trying to, you know, that's one good reason to bring in bombs. What the hell is this? What the hell is that? I don't know what unit that is. What does HaRRe have in his... Is that a bug? I don't know what that is. Guys, what is that? Guys, what is that? I have no idea what that is. I have no idea what that unit is. It looks like Easter eggs. And a beach ball. Are those Easter bombs? I didn't know those existed. Oh, those are new. The new patch. Oh, okay. Well then, I just didn't get to see it. Yeah, look. Orange numbers up here for quite a long time. And we do have another drop over here by the green team. The green team actually has quite a lot of units sitting over here, and onlyyyphiL getting killed by 373 in his harass at that outpost. So the green team is sort of getting a little bit ahead at this point, but no one really can have the advantage. This is the problem I personally think with the Sonya system, is that you know, once you have both teams with Sonyas, as you could tell, both at this top fight, green team didn't have any Sonyas up here, and this unit cluster was getting whittled away dramatically before, but the bottom, it's pretty much even. Both unit clusters surviving pretty well, and I would say directly due to the Sonya, and that is pretty much what causes artillery wars to last forever. Forever. I'm trying my best to sound cool, guys. I'm trying my best for you. But onlyyyphiL getting the better of that exchange, killing 373 in the air. onlyyyphiL almost got killed himself, and it's a little bit funny because propropro was in the area to support his teammate as well, but onlyyyphiL getting that kill. The Carbon team able to clear the rest of the green units that have been dropped over here and getting that outpost back under the control. We are almost at 15 minutes. And to be honest, guys, my voice is almost done already, because of all that vamping at the beginning and those giveaways. God, those giveaways. Anyway, that's kind of beside the point. We do see that HaRRe does have already level 1 missiles. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly, HaRRe. Is it HaRRe? Okay, I'm going to go with what I've been going with. But onlyyyphiL getting chased down. Oh, does transform to avoid that kill on by propropro, and propropro does try to kind of fake going away. Oh, no, he doesn't try to fake going away. He actually goes away, and onlyyyphiL able to transform up. And now we have an Osprey leapfrog style here, but this goalie line is just too perfect to actually really approach, to be honest. It's just gonna be really hard to do that. It's still both teams are at their unit cap. Oh, we have the goalies moving out and kind of already pre-telegraphing the move by dropping pre-telegraphing doesn't actually make sense, but telegraphing their move by dropping a goalie down there. Obviously did pull it back just now, and probably the right decision, as onlyyyphiL was already there to respond to it. Bertha still raining down on these green units, and will eventually get them killed if the green team doesn't actually drop a Sonya or start to heal them up. And does look like onlyyyphiL has been able to kill quite a lot just with his bombs. And onlyyyphiL, oh, that was a weird transform right in the middle of this open area. I've never seen that before. Bugs. AirMech bugs. AirMech bugs are incredibly entertaining, guys. If you don't agree with that, then go away, get off my level. I mean, the only non-entertaining bugs are the ones that like cost you elo or dramatic amounts of time. But now we do have propropro with a goalie drop. Not sending an attack, so he was going for the sockets theoretically. Either that or it was an error. But that's pretty much just a free goalie kill for the Carbon team. And we'll just get them more, more experience for onlyyyphiL, and a little bit, But the problem is, right? Oh, goalies have so much life. Propro was able to get it and retrieve it. So there was that. That just happened. Did you guys see how long onlyyyphiL was attacking and whirlwinding that thing? That's kind of wrong. I guess on a small map it's not as wrong, but it's still wrong to me. And we do have a Sonya down here still alive for the green team. No Sonya at the top, but the Bertha is not in range. onlyyyphiL should probably move it a little bit further. Trying to get this outpost neutralized will definitely help them a little bit, but at this point, at the state of the game right now where it's just kind of stale and they're both trying to fight these artillery wars and unit cluster wars and these weird leapfrog wars by this Osprey over here, creating pretty much the same kind of line of goalies as the Carbon team is as well. Propro still, the green team still able to hold on to this top outpost, which is a little bit hilarious to me. I don't think this amount of AAA is really that necessary from the Carbon team. One hat, okay, I thought there were two, but there's only one at this point. There's only one right now. We do have level 4 creeps moving left and right as we are past the 15-minute mark. onlyyyphiL still trying to chip away at the unit allocation that the green team has up here. Does survive that fight though, very heavily under fire, but does survive, so he is okay. And more Berthas going down for the green team. If the green team gets pretty much a critical mass of Berthas, even if a Sonya is down, a critical mass of Berthas is pretty devastating. Unless you have a unit cluster with a really great Sonya positioning and really great unit cluster positioning, so the Bertha fire misses it completely. But we do have 3. Is that 3? 4 Berthas down on the field for the green team. It does look like propro is making 3 more, and wow, their unit cap is going way up. Have they replaced all their one socket is empty, but everything else has generators. Wow, such a generator oriented game right now. And yeah, because I forgot what the explanation was why at this specific point of the game why it's so generator centric, but it's kind of always been like that, to be honest. Especially in games where it just that Bertha. These units are not within the Bertha's minimum firing range, and I don't think the Carbon team has really noticed that. They really should move them up to here-ish, give or take, so they are going to be in range of these Goliaths. And to be honest, I think even positioned right here would still be in range of the Goliath, but the Carbon team probably, I would say they have the advantage at this point at the top fight. The bottom fight is dead. This is pretty much going nowhere. I mean, okay, look at this guy. I'm turning off the UI. If I were just playing around, I'd take a screenshot and post it on the forums saying WTF LOL or something like that. Yeah, because look at that. Is that really fun? Is that really fun to do, guys? Is this fun? I don't really think so. But what we have right now is the Carbon team winning the top fight. Oh, and onlyyyphiL able to kill 373 in the air on the way out there. And Pro and 373 are still technically ahead, 90 to 84, and that's a weird result of the unit cap manipulation here. But onlyyyphiL getting some bombs, the Berthas are actually dying here. Oh, another goalie getting killed, and onlyyyphiL. Oh man, there was a hat there, but onlyyyphiL level 12 bomber was able to bomb and not really get too much damage done by that hat. Pro should probably start to move back at the very least. Yes, grab that hat. It was almost dead, but the hat's almost dead to begin with. So I don't really think I should be even paying attention to this bottom fight, because it's not going to change pretty much for the rest of the game, I would guess, until one side just gets whittled away eventually. Does either team have bombs? I guess HaRRe has these Easter egg bombs, which I'm assuming those are. Those are Easter egg bombs, right? Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I can't watch chat. Oh God, it's so distracting. 373 almost going to be able to snipe the tech pod, and he does. Oh, man. Oh no, onlyyyphiL was able to save it. So, and to be honest, so what if he sniped the tech pod? Who cares? onlyyyphiL has 80,000 credits at this point. It would literally do nothing at this stage of the game besides force onlyyyphiL to make another tech pod. Like, that's the only real effect that it would have on this game at this point. But God, Carbon team start to drop. The green team does not have any lunchbox in their loadout, so you guys can just literally win just by dropping, and because they are at their unit cap, they will not be able to defend. They're literally going to have to bring their defenses back to actually defend better at their fort, and that will eventually get you the win at the bottom or the top fight. You know, and eventually lead to you getting the unit advantage, and etc., etc. The Carbon team really can just start dropping at will, and it's really not hard to do that, and everyone does know that. The green team has a completely undefended fort, but at this point, it's the green team doing aggressive drops, and it's a very good idea, I would say at this point, because both teams have a tremendous amount of units, not units, but, well, both units and credits in their bank. So spend your freaking units, or okay, both. Yeah, literally they're spending their units right now by dropping. But spend your units, spend your credits. And 373. Oh God, he got killed before he was able to drop the goalie. That is painful. That is painful as hell. But at this point, it's not that big of a deal because they have so much money. I guess obviously that goalie drop would have been able to do a little bit of damage, and that would have been great. onlyyyphiL getting that kill on Pro in the retreat, and blocks going down by the Carbon team, and obviously because they have the lunchbox, they are going to have the advantage in this drop war. And see, kind of like I said, but in reverse, the green team using too many units, I would say, in too short amount of a time. And they pretty much used all their units down here, which pretty much gives the advantage to the Carbon team in this bottom fight. They don't really have anything at this top fight. The Carbon team can literally just do infantry drop cheese style here at this close center outpost, and they will be able to take it as long as they have a little bit in their build queue, or just start to ferry some goalies over or something like that, and they should be okay. 2 goalies do get dropped by, I think that was Pro, the Paladin, that's able to ferry them very, very quickly, and they will definitely kill all the units over here if not responded to by the Carbon team. And oh, actually, both Carbon players did get killed in the bottom fight, which I will from now on call the boring bottom Twin Peaks fight of Bracket F, if I can actually remember that. The boring bottom Twin Peaks fight of Bracket F. The boring bottom Twin Peaks fight of Bracket F, and right now the boring bottom Twin Peaks fight of Bracket F is being won by the Carbon team. The green team is significantly less units. It's 50 to 89. The Carbon team can actually start socketing generators at this top outpost and pump out even more Goliath. And yeah, they definitely have the advantage right now. Pro and 373 are you know, getting their units count is starting to be whittled away. Lots of goalies, lots of goalies. Do I have to repeat myself? Lots of goalies. But this Bertha, not positioned close enough for this. I wish I could click it to see the range, but I can't. So, I mean, why did I even say that? Who cares? onlyyyphiL bombing down. Oh, did he kill? Oh, he did kill something. Oh, man, but 373 healing to Sonya, probably the most important unit down there at this point. And a couple of level 4 creep drops by onlyyyphiL, and onlyyyphiL trying to get this outpost neutralized. The neutralized outpost would be huge for the Carbon team right now, as the green team is definitely way behind. The Carbon team has been able to surround and secure this top outpost, so that is pretty firm. That is pretty firm, and the the upkeep, or not the upkeep, the credit count is not like it was before. The green team just dropping goalie after goalie after goalie, and not able to get the finish. It's definitely was not worth it. And the Carbon team, instead of doing kind of what I wanted to see them do, was just a lot of drops because of the lack of lunchbox on the Carbon team, or on the green team, is playing it more methodically, safer. We are already at 22 minutes. I did not think that these early round games would go this long, but I guess that's what I get for picking, or for trying to pick more even games. onlyyyphiL gonna, no, jumper drops, infantry spam going down by the green team, but onlyyyphiL, will he be able to survive this fight? No, I don't think so. He will be finished off. He does drop to try to, oh, he does get the neutralize before he gets killed, and just standing there, the communication between the green team, not able to high-low, and onlyyyphiL still able to survive. Wow, onlyyyphiL lasting for a really long time, but just finally get killed, but not by any mechs, but by this hat on the ground right here. Wow, 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 wow. A little bit funny to see, but the green team retaking this bottom right outpost. Where are you, overtime? The one thing that I was a little bit sad about, okay, guys, I'm going to have a pep talk with you guys right now here on stream. Overtime was bad for the game as a whole. It was bad because it was super arbitrary, and it forced a pace of a certain amount on game. Oh, finally, HaRRe is making the Acer bombs. But yeah, it forced a pace of a certain time on the games, and you knew games would be over in a half hour regardless, even if no teams took any damage, and there was a horrible turtle on both sides. That was bad, but overtime's effect was awesome. I loved overtime's effect. It not only made sure games didn't go for super long and ended, but it also made the ends of games really exciting. And, I mean, yes, they were drop races. Yes, they were hero hog races. It's sort of stale in terms of the variety, but insanely exciting nonetheless. Nonetheless, you guys gotta admit, +1 in chat if you thought overtime-based races were incredibly exciting. I have plenty of them on my channel. Give me a +1, overtime. I'm not saying +1 bring overtime back. I'm saying +1, please replace overtime with something, anything, geez, something, anything. Stalemates need to be alleviated some way, and I really, like, half hour, 45 minutes games, they're okay in LoL and Dota. They're not as intensive as AirMech. None of the other MOBA-style games, and AirMech is definitely not even a freaking MOBA game, but everyone characterizes it as that. And onlyyyphiL trying to do some harass. The Carbon team has been able to neutralize this center close outpost, and onlyyyphiL still trying to get it neutralized, but dies while he's doing his whirlwind. But yeah, other MOBA players, they don't freaking know how intense AirMech is, okay? I would watch people play LoL and Dota, I'm like, God, this is so boring and slow. AirMech is incomparable. You cannot compare AirMech to any other game. Even on the Warframe forums, like if you guys saw that, one of the guys were like, actually AirMech is a pretty good game. If you look at it, it's like really intense. Like I've never experienced anything like it. I've never been so stressed out in a game in my life, but it's so crazy. It's so fun. It's so intense. And everyone here knows what that guy was talking about, because yes, StarCraft, RTS, whatever, Dota, LoL. I'm not trying to trash talk these or smack talk these, but I'm saying AirMech is just so many leagues above. Yes, those games are good, but AirMech is so many leagues above. Yes, it's still in development, it still has its balance issues, but at its core, AirMech is so much better than all the other kind of MOBA style games. You guys definitely, and Dude Knight 599 gives me a +9599. But yes, Frisky Cow was completely right, except for the word bad. I wouldn't characterize it as bad, but it's just long and stale. Or not necessarily stale, but the same thing is kind of happening over and over and over again. Actually able to neutralize this outpost. You know what I kind of want at this point? I kind of want right now to have I kind of was like, man, I really wish I allowed ultimate generators, so both teams get to just have massive amounts of units and just push. That would be hilarious, but not a good idea in terms of, especially in terms of a Carbon sponsored tournament. Yeah, you guys know that not too much is happening when I have time to look at chat. But what happens now, I mean, Carbon Team, have you noticed? Green Team does not have a lunchbox. I'm going to say it one more time, and at this point I sort of, kind of, a little bit, not really, but I kind of do hope that they are stream cheating. So they actually know that they don't have a lunchbox. You can drop. And look, guys, look at this fort. I'm going to turn off the UI again. onlyyyphiL, you're harassing and you see nothing. Just drop. Do some drops. What's your credit count? 80,000! They're both at credit cap. HaRRe and onlyyyphiL are both at 80,000. Are you bomb spamming, HaRRe? I really hope to God that you're just bomb spamming. Bombs, I don't think bombs take up unit cap, guys, right? So if bombs don't take up unit cap, you can literally, if you're hit your unit cap and you've hit your credit cap, then just bomb. Bomb, 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 bomb. What movie is that from? I hope everybody knows that, because that's one of the funniest movies ever. The sequels were horrible, but it's still kind of like the majority of movies with sequels, right? Anyway, so what we have now here is I cannot believe that the green team's been able to sustain this kind of bottom fight at the numbers disadvantage. Oh, it's pretty much because there's only 2 Berthas up here for the Carbon Team. That's why. If the Carbon Team swapped out a bunch of these goalies for Berthas, this would pretty much be over, I would say, because even the small amounts of splash damage. Oh, whoa! Actually, I just saw that Bertha fire into here. Way over here. Oh my God, that's a huge deflection. Why is deflection so high? It's really, really high. Tangy, you were right. Tangy, you were right. It's not good. I was like testing some stuff with Tangy before. Or like I was helping him, like I can really contribute skill-wise to a Tangy test, but he was like, put a jammer here, blah blah blah. Okay, that's not good. Period. And I was like, no, it's okay for the effect that it does. And he's like, no, for this specific test, it's not good. I'm like, okay, I guess for this specific test, it's not good. But I guess Tangy has the foresight to realize, yes, it does extend further to everything, and to the typical mid-fight. Is this even a mid-fight? But we do have more drops down here by the by the green team. But once again, the Carbon Team has a lunchbox, and we are approaching a half hour. Thank God, Carbon Team start dropping. Oh, I mean, they were able to take this center close outpost, and HaRRe now dropping again. onlyyyphiL and HaRRe realize every single bit of damage you do will be permanent. Just drop and shoot. onlyyyphiL, do you have Mantis Strike? God, onlyyyphiL has... Oh my God, they've been sitting at their unit caps for a really long time previously, and they haven't maxed out all their abilities, which is a little sad to see. But once again, lunchbox down. Oh man, if the Carbon Team loses this to drops, I will just have a... I will flip the F out right now, because that is so absurd that they are the ones that lose to drops when it should be the green team at this point. The green team still trying to deal with these goalies, and 373 now body blocking, but it's strangely it's the Carbon Team that's kind of in trouble because there were so many goalies dropped over here, and another one coming by propropro, and he does drop it on an open side. Guys, don't have to drop it on the weak spot anymore. When it comes to goalies, there is no weak spot. They have such high piercing, I think, right? I think they have such high piercing that it doesn't actually make a difference. I don't know, but regardless, even if they do, the difference between goalies firing at the corner and goalies firing not at the corner is small enough that you don't, like one extra shot from a goalie will be better than trying to, get it on the corner. The positioning is more important right now with high piercing units. Okay, okay, guys, okay, got that, got it. Okay, I don't know the exact numbers, but that should be what the theory is. Okay, all right. If that's not how it works right now. Oh, they pulled a lot of their goalies back. Oh, either that or they used a lot of their goalies here to drop, but now the Carbon... Oh my God, are you kidding me? The green team now moving into the Carbon Team's bottom fight, but onlyyyphiL now just dropping even more goalies. The green team will be losing now. Oh no, onlyyyphiL didn't set on attack. Okay, now he did. Oh, it just had to move just slightly, and HaRRe now dropping even more. Will these goalies get through? The green team is now the one on the defensive, and they have significantly less life than the Carbon Team. A little bit of damage going down by the Carbon Team. HaRRe, you can just drop and shoot. onlyyyphiL, you can drop and Mantis Strike. It's really close at this point, and once again, every little bit of damage is going to be permanent. Lots of goalies dropped. onlyyyphiL with another one at the bottom corner. Actually, Longhorn as well. Goalie drops are not, I would say at this point in time, these goalies were slightly nerfed. Longhorn drops are definitely, okay, I'm not going to say definitely, but probably stronger, but that is going to be it. The Carbon Team finally able to get the kill on this green team. And it will be Team Rebellion moving on to the round of 16 over Team Dark Knight. HaRRe and onlyyyphiL getting this victory over Team Dark Knight, and the game has kicked me off. Okay, if any devs are watching, can you please stop that from happening? Anyways, stay tuned for the next round.